After many hours of researching a trip to the Grand Canyon in the winter, we finally decided to set on a date, January 10th, 2022. Our first mile going down the South Kaibab Trail was covered in ice, so we started with our crampons on. It was a fun experience, but I was ready to be out of the ice. Back in 2018, I worked in the Grand Canyon as a housekeeper, and I absolutely loved it, but I never got to hike down. So, instead of hiking rim to rim, I decided to hike rim to rim to rim to one-up myself. Every step we took, every corner we turned, there was just a stunning view that we gazed in awe. It was insane, the drop-offs and the points that we crossed, that we were just astounded in wonder and desire to go down deeper into the canyon.
That was doing a lot of same.
Be my mind. Don't like to think for myself all of the time, man. Be my soul. Look into these eyes like no one before. Be my light. Sunrise laughing cause we stayed up all night. Be my map. Leave with all the treasure we can get. Be my lake, summer sand and a strawberry milkshake. Be my pride, stay under my skin. Don't let me take what is not mine. Be my house, strong and sturdy, far from town. Be my home. Think of all the places we'll go.
The beauty of the canyon just encaptured our minds and our hearts. It was insane how crazy and how deep we were, but yet how much further we still had to go.
Be my blood, watch out the moon. It wouldn't be enough. Be my books, head on your shoulder with damn good looks. Be my hands, and I'll paint your picture, darling, the best I can. Be my heart, and I've got you in the end. I wish I had you from the start.
Here is the tip-off sign. Finally, we had reached it. This sign was the ending of our flat break that we got. Now we must descend down to the bottom of the river. Here we were able to see the river for the first time. It was beautiful. We have finally been able to see the river, and here we are descending down to the bottom of it for the first time. Some meals. Finally, we know where the stench is coming from on trail. Other than that, the trail has been nothing but perfect. We see the river and we are almost there. As we bottom out with the river, we are faced with this tunnel. This tunnel's pretty cool. Now, one thing that I know, I am not a social media person, but this tunnel is social media worthy. We come out from the end of it and we are on top of the river on this awesome bridge. And the views around it, we can finally see Phantom Ranch in all its glory. Finally, we had made it to the bottom. As we continued to walk to the ranch, we were questioning whether or not we were surrounded by mountains or by the canyon. When you're down here, it looks like you're surrounded by mountains and you don't realize how far down you are. That is not the top. That is just one layer of the canyon. Isn't that insane? It took us about 3 hours to get to the bottom. On top it was roughly 30 degrees and it only got warmer from there. In the bottom we were both in a t-shirt and shorts. It was like 60 degrees. It was an oasis down there. It was insane. Here was our first time getting water. The water stations were on, so we didn't have to filter from the river. Although we had our filters, we never had to use the water filters that we had brought. We had finally made it down to the bottom of the ranch. Though we didn't stay long, we had stopped only for a quick, short snap. Down at Phantom Ranch, there was a canteen that we could buy extra food or snacks. There was a hotel that we could stay at. We could rent donkeys or horses, and there was the campground. We decided not to stay at the campground and push on to Cottonwood campground, where we would stay the night for 2 nights. So after we ate lunch and got more water at Phantom Ranch, we decided to push on to Cottonwood Campground. After Bright Angel Campground, we were pushed into a sliver of rock following the river, maneuvering it around big rock formations. This was breathtaking. This was probably my most favorite part of the trip. I was in awe every turn we took. There was a new rock formation to look at. Finally, we could practically taste our beds. We were so close to the campground we could almost see it. It was a beautiful day, but yet we were so tired and so ready to be in bed. At this point, we still had not needed to use our water filters. Every water station had been on and working. At this time, we did not know that the water pipes were old and some ahead of us were burst. But no worries, we still had some intel on whether what was working and what was not working. But that's for later to tell. This was the only decision that we had to make all day, was either to go straight to the campground or try for the falls. We had decided that if there was a path over the water, we would go for the falls, but if there wasn't, we would just go back later. And so we tried and tried to find a path, but we could not find a path. So we just headed straight for camp. We had finally reached Cottonwood campground, where we would stay for 2 nights. Here, we decided to stay at campsite number 4. It was really spacious and really secluded. There was bathrooms, there was a water station that was not on, and this was the only time that we had to filter our water in the stream. Although, there was clear paths to the stream, and it was beautiful.